Hey, my name's Marriam and I'm here with Kerby. So Kerby's going to share his experience with my Sydney hypnotherapy. Why did you choose hypnotherapy?
I had some issues, some problems in my life that were outside of my own expertise of how to deal with them, and I was quite kind of lost. And I thought, shit, I've got all these problems. They were really having a negative impact on my life, and I wanted to fix them, but I didn't know how. I just use the internet, which is what everybody uses.
Exactly.
Do
we love Google?
And I do a bit of meditation as well.
Oh, that's good.
So that, I guess, started looking into meditation and that kind of things that's kind of naturally progressed into kind of some sort of hypnotherapy.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. So if it isn't too personal, like maybe premature ejaculation problem, did you want to share with us what
one was?
It
was basically anxiety.
Anxiety, okay.
Yeah, and I wasn't really sure. You kind of feel nervous and you think, oh, okay, I just feel a bit nervous, butterflies in my stomach.
Yeah.
And you think, oh, that's quite natural. It's actually anxiety, which George helped me with. Helped me identify as well, but that was kind of happening like all the time.
Oh, okay.
So it was like this crushing kind of like stress, anxiety, which was actually leading to other problems. So there's more stress, and there's lack of sleep, and aggression and things like that. But it started off with anxiety and basically how to deal with difficult situations, and I couldn't, so there was all this pressure on myself.
And you're a chef as well, so I can imagine there'd be a lot of pressure as well, especially from work.
Definitely. And usually the way you deal with pressure in the kitchen is with aggression, which isn't always the best response. But I think at the core of it was for some anxiety.
Oh, okay. And before you came in here, did you have any hesitations?
I did. Yeah, definitely did. 100%. It just, when you think about hypnotherapy, you think it's an alternative type of medicine. It can be perceived as a bit of hocus pocus, I guess, and somewhat, I don't want to say a scam, but it could be perceived in that way, and some people would. So I did my research and looked into it, and just the power of the subconscious, really, and how much influence that has on your life, and how hypnotherapy is just something actually really gentle. It's about just basically putting an idea in there and letting it grow on its own. So I did a lot of work myself with research and looking into it, and looking at the real side of it, not the American kind of sleep stage kind of hypnotherapy, and just how a lot of these people are saying how it really helped them overcome these things like anxiety and fear of things and confidence issues. And I thought, wow, this could actually really work. Like this is perfect. This is something that can kind of really better my life.
Definitely,
Yeah.
Wow, that's good. Well, before I had the pleasure of being George Swan's client as well, and I thought exactly the same thing. I thought I was going to come in here and he was going to program me to to do things or act a certain way, but after the sessions, like, it was just talking to me, like that was it.
That's all it was. It was just really relaxed, really chilled, just talking, and just things that were really kind of obvious but you'd never thought of before.
Exactly.
You're like, why didn't I think of that? And it was just really comfortable.
That's good.
Yeah.
So, what are some of the big benefits?
Now, definitely way more confidence, more secure, more control over my life. So I felt like I was losing all my control in my life, and I just didn't know what to do, and I was considering things like quitting my career or ending relationships, or just you just feel quite trapped in your own life. And this has given me the tools and the confidence to deal with those things, and be in control of my own life, taking my control back, and just enjoying my life rather than, you know, feeling trapped and just horrible.
Oh, that's good. So what were some of the things you enjoyed about working with George Swan?
It was very, very comfortable, very, comforting. It was all very relaxed. It was very professional. Yeah. And it was just like talking to like an old friend or an older brother or something like that. It was just nice and comfortable. It was good advice. It was practical as well. That was really important for me, that it was practical. And that it wasn't too much of, you know, I didn't have to do too much work on my own.
That's good.
Which was really good for me because I'm quite busy. And I have a lot of things I have to do myself. And I find that sometimes a lot of these, you know, a lot of things that are a bit self-help are like, oh, you know, well, this is how you do it, but you've got to do 90% of it yourself. And if you don't do that, well, then that's your problem. Whereas this was kind of just really practical, and it was kind of everything that was done for me.
He really walks you through every single step.
And it's all very easy. Like surprisingly easy. Like where you just kind of notice, you're like, oh, usually, you know, you would do something that might have been a bit negative before, and you just notice that you're doing it in a different way and in a more positive way, and you kind of go, oh, wow, you know, this has kind of happened in a natural process, which I quite like as well.
Well, we can see that, you know, all this studying right here and certificates have really paid off. And he's put all that knowledge into practical work, so which is really good. So if for anyone else out there who's thinking of hypnotherapy and obviously having hesitations as well, what would be your advice to them?
Just definitely give it a go. Definitely try it. You know, worst case scenario is you're back to where you started. But I don't think that would ever be the case. And you'll find that even just addressing one problem is you might find that you have a couple of other things, and it'll just make your quality of life better. That's it, and that's what the goal is. Happiness.
Happiness it is.
Yeah.
Oh, well, thank you so much for your time today, Kerby.
That's okay. Thank you very much.
All right.